Alright guys, welcome back to Aussie Arvos. Today, as you can see, we're in a very special place and I'm super excited because the Patrol is finally getting painted. This has been a long time coming and this is probably the bit I've been most looking forward to in this whole build process as well. But before we get into anything about colours and paint and anything like that, let's take you back to where this all started because there was a lot of work to get up to this stage.
Now, as you guys would remember, the Patrol was in a very rough state when I took it off the road, and there was absolutely no way that I was going to reassemble it all without a new paint job. I patched all of the holes in the cab and panels and did my best to cover them up with some filler. I had a really good crack at sanding over the cab and panels to try and reduce the amount of work to be done by the painters. I also removed the windscreens and all the other trims that would otherwise need to be masked for painting. I didn't do a whole lot of bodywork with the filler because I simply wanted to leave it to the professionals, and let's be honest, I'd probably just make things a whole lot worse.
And that brings us back to where we are today. All the cab and the panels have been repaired and are now ready to be primed. The boys have gone to a lot of effort to get this all nice and smooth and ready for priming. So let's go have a chat to Brett and he's going to talk about the sort of products we're using to get this thing painted properly. Alright, so I'm here with Brett from Sherman-Williams Automotive and he's going to be the one who's helping us with this whole painting process. Now, we're actually no stranger to Brett. He's helped us out before on the channel. Some of you remember, we've actually used paint in the past from Brett. It's the Dominator paint, which he supplies, and I've used it on my rock sliders, and Dan has also used it on his bull bar and his sliders as well. And we used that product and it was great for the purpose, worked really well and came up a treat. And so it was a no-brainer to get him around again to help me do the Patrol because he's got all the know-how and the experience, and so it was an easy decision. I know you've had to do a lot of work on the panels because I did a bit of a rough job and probably made them worse than they were in the first place. So why don't you walk us through what you've had to do to the panels to get them ready for primer?
Okay, so with the old Patrols, obviously, as you saw Liam's car before, a lot of the white was already gone, and they did have some trouble back in the day with the white coming off the E-coat from factory. So we've basically took all that white off, back to pretty much bare metal. There was a couple of repairs. You saw where Liam welded up the mirrors and the aerial hole, a bit dodgy. So there was a couple of repairs we had to do, which has all been repaired, and now we're just about to put it in and put some primer on it.
So he does. Yeah, all good.
It's no secret that the handbrake on my Land Cruiser hasn't always kept up with what I do, and I've had my fair share of close calls with it rolling away. Now, a lot of four-wheel drive owners like to push or modify our cars beyond the manufacturer's design parameters, whether that's tackling tough tracks or adding heavy aftermarket accessories. The factory handbrakes and these things require precise adjustment to operate efficiently, and the sleeve cable as well as other parts are susceptible to the rough conditions we put our four-wheel drives through. But sitting on this hill behind me is 3 ton worth of Land Cruiser along with 1.5 ton of trailer, and you might be wondering, how hasn't it rolled away yet? And that's because this features an electronic secondary park brake that is exclusively designed for the 70 series Land Cruiser and works in conjunction with a factory park brake as a backup safety solution. It works by using a redesigned factory rear caliper that incorporates an electric secondary park brake as seen on many new vehicles. This means when the electric handbrake is applied, it's just like holding your foot on the brake. This allows the mechanical handbrake, caliper piston, brake pads and discs to remain the same as factory, so it doesn't require engineering. Now this is fantastic because there are so many situations where having a strong, reliable handbrake is essential, whether that's at the local boat ramp, running out of winch on a steep four-wheel drive track, or just parking on a slope at the shops. It can also automatically activate when you turn the ignition off, so no more forgetting to put the handbrake on, no more dangerous car park rollaways. This thing will not only keep your car safe, but anyone who parks behind you. The electronic secondary park brake not only gives you that safety backup, its improved performance makes it a fantastic upgrade on these vehicles. These are available at many four-wheel drive park retailers, so check them out for your 70 series Land Cruiser, the electronic secondary park brake.
Alright, so we've got all the panels sitting in the booth waiting to be primed. So quickly, we're going to go over with Brett about the product we are using. So Brett, what do we got here in front of us?
Okay, so because, like I said before, with the repairs, most of it went back to bare metal, apart from some filler work we had to do. So rather than muck around, we've gone straight to our epoxy primer, which can go direct to bare metal, obviously, and it's extremely hard wearing. This is our industrial primer. mainly made for, and with those, along with the colour, mainly made for use for trucks, trailers, on fleet, sort of the more, that's going to take a lot more wax, if you like. So we've gone with this primer. We've also gone with the white. So your car being white, if it chips, if you get stone chips, it'll chip white rather than being a big black mark. So this is our epoxy primer. We'll put on some two coats of this, and then we'll rub that back. And once that's rubbed back, then we'll go to our Valspar Industrial Mix, which is our polyurethane hard wearing, again, full gloss 2K. So we'll go with this, and then it should come up a treat.
So as you might have heard Brett mention just then, we are painting the Patrol white again. Now, before you all bombard me with, why didn't you paint it some cool color? I'm going to give you the reasons why I'm sticking with the white. So firstly, the color itself, Nissan 531K, that's the paint code for this model of Patrol. So I matched that with the Valspar Industrial Mix. Now the reasons why we're going the same white. Firstly, to match the engine bay and the interior, I think it sort of looks a bit odd when you have a different exterior color to the rest of the car. So that's the first reason. Second, being a four-wheel drive, white is very forgiving off-road in terms of scratches, so it doesn't show the scratches, which is good to keep it looking tidy. Three, white is a good standout color for other drivers seeing you on the road. It's a good visibility color. And fourthly, I've got nothing against white. I think white looks good, particularly when it's a gloss finish like this is. I think it's going to turn out great, and that's why we're doing it. And that's another thing too, obviously, with this whole process, we're getting it done by people that know what they're doing. Like these guys have got, between them, probably close to 100 years experience in spray painting. And with the extent we're going to for the build, I was told, get it done right, get it done properly. So that's what we're doing. So it should turn out Mickey. Well, no, not really, no. When I had it as just a crappy old beat car, I was like, I don't want a paint job because we're too scared to scratch it. But now it's like, I wouldn't dare put that cab and panels back together with the whole coil conversion and chassis and stuff. It would be right, so yeah, glad it's happening. Alright, and so we're also lucky enough to be doing this in the proper paint facility in a booth, and big thanks to Cameron at Next Level Restorations. He's let us use his booth down here today, so very grateful for that. So Brett, what's the benefit to be able to use equipment like this as opposed to just doing a home job like I might have wanted to do beforehand?
I think this is an environment that we can keep it on 25 degrees, then we can bake it to make it dry quicker. It's getting cooler now, as you know, like this week's been down to 9 degrees, so it just slows the process down. And also, if we paint it in a booth, it's baked, we can put it on a car, it's done. There's no waiting around, it's just a better way of doing it. And you're not going to get overspray all over your shed. Yeah, so I'm sure your dad's going to be way more happy.
Yeah, I reckon.
Don't breathe anything too close.
Yep.
Right, look brand new. Looks brand new. Right, I'm literally not going to know myself. Like brand new Patrol. Brand new. And like you can tell why I let someone else do the bodywork and that, because like it just looks so smooth. There's not a single area where it's like, oh, you can see they've bogged it. Like it just looks perfect.
What do you reckon, fellas?
Awesome.
Absolutely
unreal. That is so sweet.
This is the magic.
Yeah, that's it. That looks so good. Unreal. That's awesome.
So what temperature does it bake at?
60.
60 degrees.
Yeah,
right.
So it'll bake for 60 for half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yep.
Can we have more passion again soon, fellas?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I'll be too scared to. All right, so we've just come back down to the shop, and the cab has been curing overnight, and it's now the point where, it's come up unbelievable. It looks absolutely awesome, and the half of the car isn't even back together, and it already looks amazing. So pretty much this was able to cure overnight. This has already had all the layers done it, so it's had the primer and the color, the top coat as well. And they're able to do that because the way they spray it, it's called a wet on wet, and pretty much they spray the primer down, and then straight after, before the primer even dries, they spray the top coats on, and it means you do it all at once, and then it bakes all together and sets hard. So this is all good to go, and it looks unreal. And so next, what we're doing is the panels that were primed yesterday, they're now getting prepped for color as well. So the guys are just going over them and giving them a quick sand back again, and then they'll go into the booth and get hit with color. and then they'll be able to cure as well. So let's get on to doing that. All right, so we're just getting the panels prepped to go back into the booth to be painted. Now, they've been primed already and they've come out and the boys are doing a bit of work on them before they go back in. So Brett, what exactly are the boys doing before we can get them to go back into the booth?
Okay, so we had to put all primed from scratch again, because we pretty much took them back to bare metal because of how bad the old stuff was. So we've taken that back and now we've put epoxy primer on there to basically start from scratch. And now we've baked all that and now we've rubbed all that to get it prepped. Prepping it now, as you can see, the boys are just rubbing it all back now, and then we can put it in the booth and put the final coat on.
So Brett, I had a question. I've sort of noticed today that you've actually gone about 2 different ways in spraying all the panels. So one was like all done at once and then one was like a couple different stages. So if you want to explain sort of what you've done there and why
sure. So we did it, the cab we did wet on wet, which is basically we put the primer down and then we thin that more and we can put the colour straight over it. And the reason we did that cab like that was because there wasn't too many repairs on the cab. So it was just a matter of going over an essentially pretty good cab. The panels, as we spoke about, they needed quite a bit of repairing. So we needed to, over the filler work and that, we needed to put a decent layer of primer down, block that back so it's all nice, and then colour over top.
That looks unreal. Oh yeah. Nah, new car. That's awesome. All right, so we are back down at Next Level Restoration with Brett and the guys, and we are finally able to throw the panels back on the car. Now, over the weekend, we had the panels sitting there just hardening up. We did have a mishap with a beetle that managed to get on the bonnet and sort of tried to work its way across the bonnet because it got stuck. So there's a tiny little scuff there, but I think the boys are going to patch it up quickly. But yeah, we've pretty much got all the panels here sitting ready to go. We've got all the bolts, hinges, things like that. So we're just going to get into it and get all the panels on the car, and then we can drive this thing on home and it'll be all sweet. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's good to know that. Look at that, just with a bit of sanding and like that, just gone. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's unreal.
I also made sure to put some new door hinges on so all the doors shut nice and smooth.
My old door used to like sag down.
Oh yeah, you gotta lift the door up and shut
it. Yeah, I did my head in.
And with all the panels bolted onto the Patrol,
it looks so good with good paint.
It was time for its big reveal.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome. In the light. That looks unreal.
You won't be able to get home, the big wheels will be on it.
Oh yeah.
And that's exactly what we did.
All right, so here it is, the finished product from the spray paint job, and all I can say is it looks absolutely awesome. Like, I'm so stoked. It's amazing what a paint job can do to a car. You all know what it looked like before, and it's just, it's a new car essentially. So yeah, and obviously this wouldn't have been possible without everyone who helped. So big thanks to Brett and the fellas from Sherman-Williams Automotive. They put in a huge effort to help get this done, like in a short time frame, and they've just, they've pulled through, and the outcome is just absolutely awesome. And also big thanks to Cam at Next Level Restorations for letting us use the booth. Having an environment like that to do it in really makes all the difference. So yeah, how do you boys think it turned out?
It looks great. Awesome, mate. It's fantastic. It's come up really good.
Yeah, that's it. So very happy. Now all the other fun stuff begins. We've got a lot more to do to this car, obviously. There's so much still to go on it to finish it off. It's nowhere near done, but this was a major step. So it's been great to sort it out. And yeah, there it is. So yeah, let's keep doing the build. Loving it.